Hello and welcome to TreeWalker Talks, episode 96. What would it look like? All right, so it is 10:32 on March 22nd, 2026. Today is my son's 33rd birthday, and I hope he had a good one. He probably will never hear this, but did send him a couple messages. The only way I can really contact him is through Facebook. I'm in Ohio, and he moved off to Wisconsin, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. So I have not actually seen him in 6 years now. Pretty close to 6 years. So big shout out and happy 33rd birthday to him. Makes me feel really old, let me tell you. All right, so homestead happenings. What did I get done this weekend and during the week? During the week, I won't lie, not a whole lot. Just some little odds and ends here and there. Really needed to get seeds started. Plan on doing that this coming week. As you saw in the video, I had the spot to put them, but I need to get them going. One of the things I need is some seed starting soil. So I plan on going up and getting that sometime this week, along with, that's right, some new chicks. It is chick season, and I need to get them going. Even though the chicken coop and slash run is not quite ready yet, it won't take much to get it ready, and I've got several, 3, 4, 5 weeks maybe I can leave them in the brooder until it's time to put them out. So we got time, and it'll give me some motivation to actually get going on it, and I'm not sure if I'll do a video on it or like a time lapse or something like that. Okay, I did actually want to record this, and I was going to do it by either the creek or water or something, but I ended up having a really long, good discussion, chat, enjoyable time with my father. So you're getting a recorded one again. Not sorry, because I really enjoy my time with him. Speaking of, his birthday is coming up this coming Saturday, so early happy birthday to him. Okay, so what else did we get done? Well, yesterday, which is Saturday, we had some pretty good weather. Today, jump back to today. Today was 74, I think, was the high. 71, one of those two. And then we had some really bad thunderstorms roll through later in the afternoon slash evening. Tomorrow, the high is like 44. So yeah, awesome, huh? Okay, so yesterday, we started off the day kind of late. This past week, I've had some pretty bad insomnia. I don't know if I'd call it insomnia. Had to pause it there for a second because the dogs always seem it's the best time to go slurp up water while I'm trying to record. So, but I don't know if I'd call it insomnia. I'll sleep good for 1 or 2 hours and then wake up and the mind just won't shut off. Sometimes it's stupid things. Sometimes it's ingenious things. You know, I should probably start a log of all the things I think about when that's happening. The cool thing is, once I do get back to sleep, it's my shoulders have been bad. Yeah, I'm all over the place. I know. I'm sorry. I'll try to zero in and focus. When I was changing the wheel hub, I did something to my shoulder slash upper arm, and I have not let it rest. I have made it worse, and it is bothering me quite a bit. Still have full range of motion. It's not like I can't move. Sometimes it does catch and it hurts a little, but it makes sleeping. I'm a side sleeper. It does make that a little bit difficult. And my other shoulder's kind of been sore lately too. That's my bad shoulder. So my good shoulder is bad and my bad shoulder is still bad, especially with weather changes. So I'm constantly rolling back and forth. But I'll get to sleep and I'll have vivid dreams, which I used to have all the time. So I remember everything from these dreams. And when I was at Dad's today, one of my dreams was on the side of his barn where there's some holly and where he has the barn door for where he has his lawnmower. In my dream, there were mushrooms. I'm pretty sure they were the wine caps that I grew, but mushrooms just like that growing all along there. And I picked them and I smelled them. And they didn't smell quite right. Probably because it was a dream and I was probably sniffing the dog or something. I don't know. But so that told me I needed to go out there today, and we stopped and looked at that. And really didn't see anything there, but my dad said he's going to keep checking because he has a feeling if I had a dream like that, there's going to be something popping up there. So let's hope. Let's jump back to yesterday. So I got up. I think I said it in the last one that my exhaust blew out. It cracked the pipe and stuff, and I put a quick fix on it, which is just kind of like a clamp that covers more. and that got me through the week. And then I got the parts and stuff to fix it. So first thing I did is I crawled under that truck. I know, great for the shoulder. And used a cutoff wheel and a sawzall and cut the exhaust down. Put on an expanded pipe and a joining pipe and 3 clamps, and it is 100 times better. Now I do have to climb up. I did have another spot that I had to patch. That's been like a year ago. It looks like it might be leaking, and that was I just put a clamp on there. I might actually have to go out and go ahead and get a couple more pipes, just like I just had, and cut that bad spot out and put a good pipe in there, and then the exhaust will be great again. Not really noisy right now. It does leak a little bit. You do get a little bit of smell from the exhaust because it's right under the driver's side. Not in the cab, but if you're sitting there with the windows down, you'll kind of smell it. So I need to get that fixed. Then we moved on to the tailgate. I got the correct actuator and popped that open, put the new actuator in, and my truck's got a remote tailgate opener. Hasn't worked in a year, 2 years. It works now. Everything works fine. So the tonneau cover went back on, and I've kind of got a cap on there again. I'd like to have a full-size cap on there for camping, sleeping in, and that. But at least now everything in there I can put in there and don't have to cover it if I'm like going to the dump or hauling stuff, and it will stay dry in there. So got that done. And then we went to the backyard. There was something else I did in there too. Maybe I'll remember it as we talk. But I went to the backyard and started cleaning up. Since I had the tailgate working and everything, got the cover on, I filled the back of the truck up with Operation Clean the Homestead. Got some projects that are going to be going on. Plus, it's just gotten out of hand out there, like I've told you before. I need to get some of the fencing down, moved over for the chicken coop, which means taking the tin roofs off of them, moving it over, which I'd like to say, knock on wood, we had really bad windstorms here, and that roof may look a little janky, but it held. Not one piece came off, so kudos to me. So we'll get that moved. I want to get a permanent spot set up that's level and good to go for the maple syrup boiler, and I might actually try to see if I can't use that for smoking and something too. We'll see where we get to on that. And talked with my dad today, and he's actually got at least 7 sugar maples. See, mine are just silver maples, and man, it was good. He's got like 7 sugar maples, which is what's best for maple syrup, and I don't know, 15 or so silver maples like mine. So I think next year we're going to ramp up production. He's all for it, and I think we're going to tap it all up and then boil her down and see how much we get. Man, we get a few gallons, and like I said, I'm not going to sell it or anything because I'm not into that. I mean, I would be into that, but I would rather just share it with my family. So make enough so that everybody can hopefully get some, and that'll be awesome. Something we can actually make, and it'd just be good. Okay, so I cleaned up a bunch of old rotted wood from some water stands and stuff I have. Cleaned up some cupboards back there that I planned on trying to use for something when I got waterlogged and were nasty, so they're gone. So I got that area cleaned out where I plan on putting a pea gravel patio, and I got a new fire pit to go out there, like a fire ring with cookers on it and stuff, because it doesn't look like we're going to get to go camping as much this year with gas prices and school prices and truck just fixing and stuff. So we splurged and got this. It was like $100, a little over $100. And it looks awesome, so we can actually have a little camp out every weekend if we want to. So I think that's going to work out great. Let me get a little drink. Tonight's drink is sinus tea. So can you tell what's up in my area? Yep, sinuses and allergies. Well, that was a quick drink. So we're cleaning up back there. I got a little bit done in the greenhouse. Oh, that's what I did. I put the, if you remember, I did a short video and said I was going to do it, or I said I was going to do it about making my own nutrients. Well, guess what? Those 4-gallon water jugs that had all the weeds put in it, water, they sat out there all winter outside. They were covered, and so I moved them all in the greenhouse. I got 3 of them, so that'd be, 12 gallons? We're going to let it cook up a little bit more, and then we'll strain it out, and then we're going to test it with pH and other things and kind of see what we've got in there. to see if this is a viable way to get nutrient for a hydroponic system that isn't buying, so we'd be circumventing the system and wouldn't be self-reliant on expensive chemicals or harmful chemicals. Because right now with everything going on all around the world and stuff, I see that fertilizer and that prices are going through the roof. So we want to make ourselves more self-sufficient. We'll keep you posted on that and see how it goes. If it goes good and this really works, I've got a 55-gallon drum out there. We're going to fill that up. We're going to let it cook for 3 months or so, and then we're going to use that for our hydroponics over the winter. Now, I already have an idea on how to keep it good. I've got these small plastic containers. We're going to fill each one up and then freeze them, because as I looked up, all the nutrients and stuff will be fine, frozen, and stay good. And so then what we'll do is just pull one out, thaw it out, and drop it in if we only need one. If we need a couple, we'll grab a couple, put them in the system to keep the nutrients going. So like I said, any of that stuff I'll take you along with me. Anything I can do to help other people out, that's great. Want to do mushrooms this year too, so we're going to get some more mushroom blocks and that sort. On the work front, yeah. Not a great week at work. Pretty sure that somebody, my boss, sees me as mainly just a resource and nothing else. Some things were said. I'm still working there. Don't worry. We're still getting the money from it and that. I didn't blow up and yell at somebody and quit. But I don't think that they're going to get my loyalty and my 100% anymore, right? They're going to get what they put into me back. So, like I said, I'm not going to lose my job. I'm not going to quit it. But we're going to focus more on me, where I'm going, where my family's going, and where the TreeWalker whole empire's going. Because that's what it is. It's an empire. Okay, so let's get into the main part of this. And I was going to do it on that don't be someone else's resource. But that's not right. We can chat about it, but let's do this. Because this is one of the things I was going to talk to somebody about before they got in my face at work. Because this person is having some issues with the company treating them like crud. And it's the same person that treated me like crud. So I guess what's good for thee is not good for me, or, whatever, however that goes. But the main topic is, what would it look like? So what would what look like? What we're talking about is, what would it look like if you didn't need money? If your bills were paid for, your house was paid off, your electric bill and all that, the bills were paid for. You had health insurance, so you didn't have to worry about that. What would you do? What would it look like if you just were living for you and doing what you wanted? And it's something I sat down and thought about for quite some time. And you know what the truth is? I do kind of what I do in my off time now. I'd garden. I'd do animal husbandry or raise animals. I'd fish. I'd hunt. I'd forage. So that's what I would do, just more of it. So what would you do? Because if you look at it, what you would do if you didn't have to make money, that's probably what you really like to do. And is there a way to incorporate that more into your life? Can you get a job in that area, which I don't always recommend because I've had a job in areas that I loved before and it kind of ruined that for me. But maybe something with it. Like for me, could I maybe learn? I mean, I'm 50, so, I'm getting a little bit more on my limited side here, but could I go into DNR? Could I go help out in the parks? Could I be a VIP campsite person? Could I be a tour guide? Could I be a hunting guide? There's all sorts of things that it makes you think about. But what would yours look like? Leave in the comments below if you're on YouTube. What would yours look like? What would you do if you didn't need the money? Would it just be more time with family? Would it be extravagant cruises? Would you just lay on a beach, sipping drinks and watching the sunset? What would it look like for you? And how can you make that more into your daily life? All right, kind of a short topic there. Just something to get you thinking, get you talking, get you looking more into yourself, because that's what we're doing here, right? I'm trying to make something that's meaningful So you see what's going on in my life, and it's something that maybe you can take and help with your happiness. All right, thanks for joining me on TreeWalker Talks, and I hope to see you on the next one.